Welcome back. Today we're making a black bean and corn salad, or it can be used as a dip with tortilla chips. The first thing I'm going to do is drain 2 cans of yellow corn, and I'm just going to give this a quick draining. I don't want any excess liquid in this. And once it's drained well, I'm going to add it to a large mixing bowl. And then I'm going to add 2 cans of black beans to my strainer, and I'm just going to give it a real quick rinse. Remember before in videos, if you've watched, you've seen where I talk about how we want to rinse the black beans. If you don't rinse the black beans, it will turn your food into a gray, nasty looking mess. And so we're just going to give this a really quick rinse with cold water. And once I've got it rinsed, I'm going to go ahead and add it to my corn. And now I'm going to prepare the fresh ingredients. Now I'm using 6 large Roma tomatoes. You can use regular tomatoes if you'd like, but I like the Roma tomatoes in this. I think they cut up easier. And so I'm just going to cut these into small dices. I want this about the size that I would use for like a pico de gallo. Not very big. And so I'm just going to give this a nice slicing. And I really like these little knives I got here. I bought these at a little kitchen store. Paid a couple of dollars for it. It's just a really good, sharp little knife. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my corn and black beans. And these are great cutting boards as well. My husband got these for me a few years ago off of Amazon. And they've lasted well. They've worn well. I've used them countless times, and they're still in really good shape. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some red onion. Now, you don't have to add the onion if you don't like onion, but I think it really needs it. It just gives it a little bit of extra flavor. And I'm going to cut this into very, very small dices. I don't like big chunks of onion. So once I've got this chopped up, I'm going to go ahead and add this to my black bean, corn, and tomatoes. And then I'm going to prepare my jalapenos. Now, here's a little hack for you. I would keep some disposable latex gloves on hand that are food safe. This way you don't get any of the seeds or the membranes on your hands and then later on touch your face, especially your eyes. I've done that before and it burns. It burns so bad. And so this way, once you're done cutting up your jalapenos, you can take the gloves off and you're done. Now, I am seeding this and removing the membrane to remove the heat because I'm using this for a shower that I'm doing, a baby shower, and I do not want it to be too spicy for the guests. And so I'm just going to cut this into really tiny pieces. Again, I'm using the same little paring knife I bought at the little kitchen store. And I'm just going to give this a really fine dice. Now, if you want, like I said, to add a little more heat, you can add some of the seeds, and that will give it a little extra heat. Now, you can definitely use jarred jalapenos, but I like the fresh jalapenos for this. I think it just really gives it a fresh and flavorful pop of flavor. And so once I've got those diced up really finely, I'm going to go ahead and add these to the bowl as well. So I'm just going to use my little board here, and I'm going to slide these on in. And once I've got that in, I'm going to go ahead and add my cilantro. Now, I love fresh cilantro. And I'm just going to go ahead and just tear that off. I want the leaves only. I don't really want the stems. And I'm going to use a pair of kitchen shears to cut this up. The kitchen shears I use are just a pair of scissors I bought at the Dollar Tree that are expressly used for this purpose only. My family knows not to touch these scissors. And so I'm just going to give this a really quick, coarse chopping. Now, you can use a knife if you'd like, but I just like to use the scissors. I think it's easier. Now I'm going to dump this into a larger bowl because I want to be able to mix it well. And I'm just going to stir this really well to mix the vegetables up. You can certainly also cut this recipe in half, and it will stay good for, a good week or so. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the juice of one lemon or lime. And I'm just going to make sure I squeeze it all out, get as much of that juice out as I can. And once I've got that juiced, I'm going to go ahead and add my other seasonings. Get that last little bit of juice out there. And I am going to season this with salt, pepper, and cumin. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm using a half a teaspoon measuring spoon, so I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And then the last ingredient is going to be cumin, which is just dried ground cilantro. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon, so I'm using 2 half teaspoons. And I'm just going to give this a really good stir. I just want this to blend really well, get all the seasoning on the vegetables. And I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to refrigerate it a minimum of 12 hours, preferably 24. The longer it sits, the better it tastes. And there you go. Black bean and corn salad or dip. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I'll be posting 3 videos a week, 2 cooking and baking videos, along with 1 randomness vlog. I have been making this salad dip for years. It's always a hit when I make it, and it's just really good. It's refreshing, and my very favorite way to eat it is I like to grill chicken. I have a really good chipotle grilled chicken recipe that I'll be vlogging this summer, and I like to have it with a homemade Spanish rice I make, and it's just really refreshing pop of flavor with that, and also it looks good. And as I said in the video, I believe we eat with our eyes first, and so I think it's important for your plate to be colorful. If you check my Instagram out, which I'll link below, you'll see that I post a lot of food porn, and you will see that my plates are generally pretty colorful. I like to have some bright color on it. And another way I like to eat this is with tortilla chips. And the tortilla chips in the video are actually new ones that I bought. They're from Tostitos, and they're a black bean and garlic chip. They are so good. A girl I work with named Angela introduced those to me last week, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to have these. And if you make this recipe, please let me know how it turns out for you. And I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, not every day is good, but there's always something good in every day, and I will see you next time.